natin malalaman na yung nagpaparamdam sa atin ay tunay nating mahal sa buhay at hindi isang mapagpanggap na spirito?
Well, the first thing is that usually kapag ang isang kaluluwa ay nagpapakita sa kanilang minamahal, usually they are quiet. And as I mentioned, hindi full-blown apparition. Usually yung manifestation yan ay yung mga amoy ng kanilang perfume or cologne, or you suddenly, something that reminds you of them. Kung sila ay nagpakita, halimbawa as a full-blown apparition, that's when we have to be very careful. Because as I mentioned, once we start to communicate with it, and it starts to communicate with you, pag nagsalita na yan, then delikado na yan. Once it starts to speak, usually kasi, the Lord doesn't allow them to speak. Because they are only seeking for prayers. It's rare that the Lord allows them to speak because basically, tandaan natin that kapag ang isang tao ay yumao na, it is always the perfect time. There is nothing more to say. Okay, that means that walang unfinished business. Hindi totoo yung unfinished business. Because with the Lord, pag tinawag na tayo ng Panginoon sa kabilang buhay, it's always the perfect time. There is nothing more to finish. Kaya nga, there is nothing more to say from that the person has nothing more to say about, kailangan mong gawin pa to, kailangan mong gawin yan, etc. No? The Lord doesn't allow yung isang kaluluwa na bumalik mula sa purgatorio para lang magbigay ng isang makamundong tema na or makamundong mensahe, advice, okay? So that's something that we have to be careful, very careful of pag nagsalita na yung apparition na yan. Okay? And secondly, also important is that sabi nga natin kanina, no, kapag itong manifestations ay they cause fear or they cause already some form of uneasiness sa tao, parang you feel uncomfortable sa presensya ng nagpapakita na yan, no, apparition. There's something na parang tumatay yung balahibo mo. Then that means that this could be a diabolical spirit. Nagpapanggap sa taong yumao na. Because you have to understand that kapag ang isang tao ay namatay na, yung mga spirito na dati nakakapit sa kanya, okay, sa taong ito ay they are let loose in the atmosphere at maghahanap na yan ng ibang kaluluwa kung saan sila kakapit. And usually hanap sila sa mga kamag-anak ng yumao na. Okay? So yung mga halimbawa, namatay yung isang mangkukulam, yung espiritu na nakakapit sa kanya ay lilipat na sa anak niya. Kaya biglang pag namatay na yung mangkukulam, lumalakas ang kapangyarihan ng anak niya. Because the spirits are passed to the next in line. So ganun din yung mga masasamang espiritu. Halimbawa, namatay yung father ko, and the spirits now are looking for the soul also to attach to. Magpapakita yan halimbawa sa funeral home, okay, during the wake, magpapakita yan, anyo na gagamitin niya ay anyo ng tatay ko. Once I start to speak to it and it speaks to me, then kakapit na sa akin. No? Kakapit. Kaya later on, nakadikit na sa akin yung mga spiritong iyan. That's why kaya meron tayo, di ba, yung superstitious practice na pamahiin. No? Because of the experience ng mga Pilipino na talagang naghahanap yung mga spirito na dati nakakapit sa kaluluwang taong na yumao na, naghahanap sila ng bagong kakapitan na kaluluwa.
So hindi ito kaluluwa nung yumao, kundi it's the spirit na nakadikit doon sa yumao nung nabubuhay siya.
Because wala na yung kaluluwa. Doon na sa hukuman ng Panginoon. Okay? So you're dealing with yung mga spirito na naiwan. And they are the ones who are looking for a next host kung saan sila kakapit sa susunod. Yung pangalawang kaluluwa na kakapitan na. Susunod na kaluluwa kung saan sila kakapit.
Mahalaga ito, Father Joseph, kasi kanina yung nasa judgment seat na yung yumao, no? So at sinabi nga natin kanina very clear na hindi tayo makakapasok sa kaharian ng Diyos on our own merits because God is all holy and pure. And therefore yung judgment niya ay talagang proportionate sa kabanalan niya, di ba? Ngayon, alam din naman natin na ang Diyos ay mapagmahal at tunay na maawain, eternally merciful. Yun nga yung ating kind devotion to the divine mercy. So, paano natin nare-reconcile yung God's absolute justice sa God's infinite mercy?
Well, kaya nga, God's infinite mercy is not, hindi niya binababa yung standard para makapasok sa langit. the standard to enter heaven is still the same as He gave to the apostles. Right? So hindi nagbabago yan. Kaya isang tactic ng demonyo ay parang binababa niya yung standard, yung batayan ng Panginoon, yung sukatan ng Panginoon. So that it seems that it's very easy to enter heaven. And that's one tactic of the devil na parang halimbawa, no, mag-aaral ka sa isang university. Tapos may magsasabi sa'yo, hindi, mag-aaral ka dyan. Pati hindi naman nagbabagsak yan. So hindi ka mag-aaral, babagsak ka. So you have to understand that the mercy of God is that hell is real. Para makapasok tayo sa langit ay mataas yung batayan ng Panginoon. But the hell is really something that is serious business. Talagang the suffering there is unimaginable. But the mercy of God is that habang buhay tayo, He will give us all that we need so that we not only escape hell, but we enter heaven as saints. Mataas yung naabot nating ating potential bilang santo sa langit. So, the mercy of God is, the infinite mercy of God is while we're still alive. Okay? Pag binasa mo yung divine mercy, yung diary ni Saint Faustina, makikita nyo yan. Eh? But at the moment of death, then justice takes over kasi parang isinantabi mo yung mercy ng Panginoon. So, you said, I don't like to use I will not go to the sacrament of reconciliation, di ako magpapakumpisal, I don't care about the devotion to the divine mercy, etc. I will not use indulgences, etc. I will not do this and do that. Because the Lord naman is merciful. So, hindi ko ginamit yung mga binigay sa akin, yung helps. So, once I die, then, mangyayari is that, dahil I, in a sense, put aside all of these helps, then I experience now the infinite justice of God. Right? Kaya nga, the infinite mercy of God is that He will give us lahat ng kailangan natin to escape that infinite justice. Pag hindi natin nagamit yan, then bagsak ka sa impyerno.
Ito yung sinabi nga, di ba, yung the vision, the first secret of Fatima was the vision of hell. At the three children were terrified, absolutely terrified of seeing so many souls going to hell, di ba? And katulad ng sigaw ng mga batang yan, what will happen to sinners? And ang sagot ng mahal na Birhen, are you willing to suffer to save many? Diba? And because of that, in-offer ng tatlong bata sarili nila in order to save souls to go to hell. Para hindi sila mapupunta doon. So, ito yung sinasabi mo nga na binibigyan tayo dito sa mundo ng pagkakataon, not only for ourselves, but also to help others so that they will not go to hell. Tama yung tama yung view mo na many people do not want to talk about the reality of hell, of eternal damnation, thinking that God will always be merciful to the very end, but forgetting that the God we serve is a holy God.
And they have a wrong concept of mercy. No? Yung nangyayari is that they start to presume. They start to, we may say, define mercy according to their own standards. At yan yung mahirap Because parang ikaw gumagawa ng standard para makapasok sa langit. You cannot enter heaven unless you pass the standards of God. Kaya kapag, halimbawa, sinabi ng mundo, hindi kasalanan yan. Okay? Hindi kasalanan maghiwalay yung mag-asawa. Okay? And then you start to adopt that standard. Pag namatay ka, sinong hahatol sa'yo? Hindi naman yung gobyerno, hindi naman yung mga ibang tao, kundi ang Diyos. So if you don't pass the standards of the Lord, then you will not be able to enter heaven. It's as simple as that. Kaya magaling yung demonyo ngayon is that ginagawa niya yung mga mali, mortal sins, into venial sins, or even that they are not sins. No? And yung mga venial sins as, simply, these are simply imperfections. Okay? Kaya ginagawa niya lahat na what is good becomes evil and what is evil becomes good so that people are not able anymore to know that God has standards to enter heaven. Because kapag sabi nga natin kanina, if you want to love and unite with an infinitely loving and pure God, this has to be your disposition. Because nothing that is unlike God ay pwedeng makipag-ugnayan sa Diyos natin. Kaya nga important na palagi nating maalala that the standards that the Lord has given us in the first centuries of the church hanggang ngayon ay it's still effective now. What was a sin then is still a sin now. Ano yung tama noon ay tama rin ngayon. Ano yung katotohanan noon ay katotohanan pa rin ngayon. Ano yung mali dati ay mali pa rin ngayon.
Actually, yung prayer natin sa devotional prayer natin per mystery, di ba? Yung sasabi natin, "Oh my Jesus, forgive us our sins, save us from the fires of hell." It really brings into our consciousness that we're asking the Lord to save us from the fires of hell. And then we also continue and say, "And lead all souls into heaven, especially those most in need of your mercy." So you're not only talking here about those who have died, but also those who are living, that they too may experience God's mercy on. Kasi goodness is more diffusive. So mas marami siya. Pero pagdating sa choice for goodness, pwede ba nating maisip na, kasi some of the saints, like sabi mo kanina, St. Augustine, St. Thomas Aquinas, and even the children of Fatima, so na ang daming laman ng impyerno.
Even St. Faustina.
Oh, St. Faustina, kasi nga sinabi niya yung 7 visions of hell.
Oh, kaya nga, and Jesus told her that this will be the last devotion of my mercy before the second coming. That means this is the final, very important devotion in order to save yung mga kaluluwa from falling into hell. At pinakita sa kanya talaga what is in hell. And talagang nakita niya yung mga, just like the other saints, that there are real souls in hell. And that different types of suffering.
And how we pray na sana walangan laman. That we pray that hell is empty. But the saints have already seen that. So ngayon, ang tanong natin ay, marami ba ang mga kaluluwa na who perishes in hell?
I always give this example, no? Look at the angels. Okay? They were created, nilikha sila, talagang pure spirits. They are more powerful than us. They are more pure than us kasi purong spirito sila, no? Wala silang katawan. They did not have concupiscence. Wala silang original sin. Wala silang fallen human nature. They also, pangatlo, they also are spirits that already have seen God. In a sense, I mean not the beatific vision, but they know that God exists. And they had no spirit of the world to tempt them. Walang spirito ng mundo. Okay? At wala pang mga demonyo para tuksoin sila. Okay? But 1/3 of them are in hell.
Yeah. And yung 1/3 na yun, wala tayong number. Diba?
Napakarami niya.
Oo,
okay?
Wala tayong number.
Okay. So imagine nyo, kapag ang tao, we are born in original sin, we are tempted by the demons are all around us, nasa paligid natin, at araw at gabi tinutokso tayo. We have also the spirit of the world, yung ating mga makamundong mga values. Consumerism, materialism, hedonism, etc., etc., no? That make us forget our souls and God. So imagine, anong porsyento compared to the angels ang hindi maliligtas? So that's something we have to think about.
Baffling yun eh. Parang ayaw mo siyang isipin. No? Ayaw mo siyang isipin. Pero let us put it at that, na marami, sabi nga ng Panginoon no? Aspire to walk through the narrow gate. Dahil many will,
very few find it, and few choose to walk pa in it. So dalawa yun eh. Very few, sabi ng mga saints, no? Very few actually discover the door. And it's in the gospel. And even though when it is discovered, very few choose to walk through it. They would always, mas pinipili nila yung the wide gate.
Yung mas maganda. Kasi parang tingin nila, an easy life is a blessed life. Diba?
Yeah.
Yun ang
and that's yung mali, no? Because a blessed life is a life that's spiritually fruitful. Hindi yung you have everything. Because you can have everything and still yung kaluluwa mo ay patay.
Yeah.
Kaya naalala ko na may isang exorcism. Sabi ng isang exorcist, no? Sa demonyo, bakit yung mga taong makasalanan parang wala silang problema? Parang they have all the pleasures of the world. At sabi ng demonyo sa kanya, I'm not attacking them or torturing them now because I have eternity to torture them. Okay? Kaya ginagawa ng demonyo is mas binibigay sa kanila yung kahilingan ng kanilang o ninanais ng kanilang mga laman. Their worldly desires, their pleasures ay mas binibigay niya basta makalimutan nila ang kanilang kaluluwa, ang Diyos. Okay? So that's why parang wala silang mga problema. Kaya sabi ni Mother Teresa of Calcutta, no? If you have no sufferings, temptations, you are already under the power of the devil. Pag feeling mo hindi ka nagkakasala, you're already under the power of the devil. Pag hindi ka tinutukso, ibig sabihin, your standard is already
that of the evil one.
That of the evil one. Yung value system mo ay hindi na maka-Diyos.
Having said that, Father Joseph, so how do we escape hell and the clutches of the devil?
Yung una-una sa lahat is always to be in the state of grace, but also knowing yung knowledge na yung kalaman natin tungkol sa ating pananampalataya. Because many times, kasi yung spiritual world, may mga laws yan. Katulad ng physical world natin. Pag hindi mo alam yung mga iba't ibang mga laws ng ating physical world, pwede kang maaksidente. If I don't believe in that there is gravity, tatalon ako sa taas ng isang gusali, mamatay ako. Because I don't believe in gravity. So ganoon din yung sa ating spiritual life. There are laws that I must know. Because ignorance is dangerous sa ating spiritual na buhay. Kaya di ba marami mga tao bumabagsak sa kapangyarihan ng demonyo is because they think when they enter into the occult, wala nang mawawala sa dyan, di ba? Kaya mag-anting-anting yan, papaalbularyo yan, wala nang mawawala. Not knowing that may mawawala sa kanila. Because the real blessings ng Panginoon ay mawawala kasi kakapit sa kanilang mga demonyo. And the demons, number one thing that ginagawa kagad nila is they will block the blessings na dapat tinatanggap ng isang tao. Kaya biglang yung mga financial blessings, blessings with the family, relational blessings, nawawala. Okay? Nagkakaroon ng parang malas yung buhay. Okay? That's why it's very important to not only be in the state of grace, but also malaman natin yung turo ng simbahan regarding what is right and wrong to develop yung ating konsensya. To develop it properly para alam natin ano yung talagang tama at ano yung talagang mali. What is good and what is bad, what is sinful and what is virtuous. Dapat importante sa tao yan. Kasi marami hindi na alam yung tama at mali. Kaya buwabagsak sila sa napakarami mga problema because of the consequences of their actions. Even though hindi mo alam yung consequence, if innocently you do a sinful action or a disordered action, parang may consequence yan, whether you like it or not.
Ito yung sinabi mo kanina na nakakalimutan natin, no? Yun yung parang key dun that the devil now works for us to forget the reason why we are placed on this earth, di ba? Sabi nga ni Saint Dominic Savio, naalala ko lagi yun ask God to make you a saint because He is the only one who can make you one. Because if you do not become a saint, you have wasted your life on earth. So, actually, yun yung working ng devil sa buhay natin na inilalayo tayo sa natin, yung sublime destiny natin, no? That is to be with God.
We have only one purpose on this earth, di ba? Is to enter heaven, di ba? That's the only purpose. Pag hindi ka nakapasok sa langit, bumagsak sa impyerno, your entire life has been wasted. It's as simple as that. Kasi in the end, dalawa lang mang yung pinagtutungunan natin. It's either heaven or hell. Those are the only two places, nothing more. Of course, purgatory is there, but in the end, papasok sa langit yung mga kaluluwa doon na pinupurga. No? So I think it's very important to realize, okay, that the devil, as much as possible, is there. Tinatanggal niya itong mga kaalaman dapat na sa pag-iisip ng isang Katoliko about these ultimate questions about heaven, about hell, about their soul, about yung conscience nila, no? About the devil, about the angels. Because these are the ones that we really yung talagang will determine yung ultimate end kung saan tayo babagsak in the end of our lives.
Yung sinasabi mong if our physical world has laws of which we are subject, since we also have a spirit, then there are also spiritual laws and rules of which our spirit are subject. So nasabi mo na yung first part na yon na pag wala ka sa grasya ng Diyos, if you are not in the state of grace, then you do not bring in further grace. Ano yung other laws of the spiritual world na kailangan din nating alam?
Well, yun na nga. The other law is that when there's a vacuum, halimbawa, no, wala ang Diyos dyan, automatically that vacuum will be filled by the evil one. Kaya nga yan, sinabi ni Pope Benedict the 16th sa isang sulat yan. It was when Judas left Jesus that Satan entered into him. At sinasabi ng ating dating Santo Papa na it's important to remember when we leave Christ, thinking that we are free already to do whatever we want, agad-agad in that vacuum, yung masamang espiritu dahil siya ay mas malakas sa atin, papasok yan sa buhay natin. And he will be the one to start now to manipulate and cause you all of these problems na hindi mo akalain kung saan nanggaling. Right? And that is something that many people forget. Kasi marami nagsasabi na, you know, Father, I'm spiritual, I'm not religious. That's nonsense. Because there's no such thing as, you know, I'm spiritual, but I'm not religious. And in the eyes of God, that is right. Because Christ came precisely to have a personal, to manifest kung sino talaga ang Diyos. And to start a real relationship with Him. And that is what we call religion. To have that personal relationship with a God who has manifested kung sino siya. And we are simply saying yes to that invitation of God to be one with Him. You cannot say, pag sinabi mo spirituality, I'm just spiritual but I'm not religious, that is actually pagan.
Yeah.
Nabis naniniwala ka sa mga cosmic energies na yan, cosmic powers, karma, yung maniniwala ka sa mga swerte, malas. That is when actually this is a pagan religion. It's still a religion but it's pagan.
Actually,